really wanted washable curtains for my kitchen because the kitchen is a place where no matter how clean you are, the cooking stuff from the air is going to get on that fabric and you're really going to want to wash it. I also really wanted Roman shades, but the typical Roman shade, it just says to spot clean, and I needed something I could take off and throw in the washing machine. So this is what I came up with. It's a relaxed Roman shade that I made on a tension rod. And today I'm going to show you how to make one if you would like to get some curtains in your kitchen that are super easy to take on and off and wash. Let's go.
I love that cobalt blue color, and I love the soft casual look. And then if I need the sun to stay out or the kitchen to stay warm, I've got a curtain that I can easily move up and down. And of course the best part is
throw them right in the wash. These are just up here on a tension rod, and you raise and lower them is pulling on the ribbons. Sometimes I get a step stool to do it. The first thing you want to do to make these is to measure your window from the width and then from the top all the way to the bottom. So you want your length and your width, and then I added an inch to the width, so a ½ inch on either side. So add an inch to whatever your width measurement is. Then you're just gonna cut out the 2 rectangular pieces of fabric in whatever fabric you choose. It can really be any fabric, any light fabric. And the backing of my curtains are some old sheets because I was being cheap. You can use the same fabric for the back. You can use a plain muslin. You don't have to have 2 sides, but I'm gonna teach this as a 2-sided curtain because I really wanted the extra thickness. It looked nice on the outside of the house and also for a little more insulation. I love this blue fabric. I just got it at Walmart. I think it looks kind of like a French print. If you are looking for real French prints, there is a really cool store in North Carolina that actually imports fabrics from France, and they're not terribly expensive. They're not the cheapest, but she's got some really cool stuff in there. And after you measure your fabric, you're gonna cut your rectangles out, pin your fabric together, right sides together. I'm going to sew all 4 sides of my fabric, the ½ inch seam all the way around. I've lined up the far edge with the presser foot, and this is going to be my guide. And then as I sew down, I'm just going to take the pins out. Remember to back stitch. When you get to one of the corners, you can lift up your needle and presser foot and just turn your fabric, and that way you don't have to, or again, you only have to do that once. Okay, so I'm just going to turn my fabric and line it right back up with my presser foot, lower that down, and get back to sewing. Okay, and I'm at the very end of all my 4 sides. Oh, my baby girl's she is excited that we're at the very end. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a little hole 4 inches that I'm not going to sew. I'm making it as small as possible. And I'm just going to back stitch right here. And take this off my machine. Since where I left that opening, I'm just going to take my whole curtain and I'm going to turn it. Just start pulling and it will all come out eventually, I promise. Started sewing, I did wash and iron. I washed and ironed this fabric. And if you felt like ironing it again, which I think I might, you can. All right, so here we go. We've got this side, and then we've got a nice lining on the back side. And then here at the bottom is where I pulled it through. So I'll just go back and stitch that up with the machine. Then it'll be time to put in my loop to fit the tension rod in the top and put in my hem on the bottom just so it hangs nice. So that's what we'll do next. Just going to measure 2 inches here and iron this flat, and this is going to be the loop for tension rod to go through. I'll sew it down on the edge. So I just folded it over once and measured 2 inches, and then I'm going to go up. This is going to be the bottom of my curtain, and I want a big hem here, so I'm going to fold over 2 inches Using my measuring tape to keep it as straight as I can. And then I'm gonna fold over 2 inches again. That extra thickness is going to make the bottom of the curtain drape really nicely. So that's, the bottom part is folded over twice. I'll just sew that into place. The last step is to sew your ribbon on. And I just bought these grain ribbons again from Walmart. You can use anything, absolutely anything that you want. If you do get grain from Walmart, they wash fine. I wash them first before I put them on. So you just sew the ribbon on, make it so it comes halfway down your curtain. So my curtains are 70 inches long, so I measured 35 inches of ribbon. That's 35 inches on the front and on the back, so that's a total of 70 inches. So you take your 70-inch ribbon and drape it over the top, and then you can either hand stitch or machine stitch it into place right along the same line as your hem. I ended up just hand stitching it. It was just as easy as getting it fit under the machine. And then you put 2 on each side. It's about 1/3 of the way, and then 1/3, and then another 1/3. So you've got 2 and they're centered in the middle, and that's just gonna depend on your curtain. Mine are 9 inches in on either side, but that has everything to do with the width of my window, so yours might be different. So just look at it. When it looks right, then it looks right. Once the ribbons are sewn on, and I'm just gonna take my tension rod and run it through the loop that I made at the top, is pop it into place up in my window, and the tension rod just holds it there nicely. Here I am pulling it up. And on the other side. And there is my finished curtain. Adding a little bit of color and warmth to my kitchen. French block print look.